What's up, everybody? Jason from Straight Edge Nice. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Greatly appreciate you being here. And today we have another review, and it's going to be on a folder today, guys, from DC Blades. Guys, DC Blades is putting out some really cool Wicked style blades, man. Chris Harrison from Old Squirrel Knives and Justin Carvin from Tier 1 Gear and EDC. Those two guys teamed up and first came out with the Scythe folding knife, which is really awesome. I actually have a review on that knife. Go check that out. Awesome blade. They made that in conjunction with Shieldon. But now they have their own basically kind of blade company going, DC Blades, and they got a ton of really cool designs, a lot of like Pikel style blades, very, very outside of the norm style folders. And I'm digging them, guys. And today we're going to be checking one of these out. So here's the nice little box that it came in. Let me get you guys a quick look at this blade. Guys, this is DC Blades Ceto. And man, this thing is wicked nice, man. I'm digging the heck out of this thing, man. I love the blade shape, the style, the profile, everything on it, you know, and it's pretty awesome. But before we get into the full review, guys, first I have a word from our sponsor, guys. And if you guys didn't see my previous video, we have a sponsor now, which is pretty awesome. And guys, Wicked Wax and Wicked Industries, actually, this is my first kind of promo intro, so bear with me, guys. Wicked Industries, the makers of Wicked Wax and Wicked Clean, are sponsoring the channel now, guys. These are two really great products for knife maintenance. You utilize Wicked Clean to like really clean off any gunk or rust or junk that you got on your blade. I got a full video showing how to use it. Go check that out. And then, you know, utilize Wicked Clean to maintain, keep the rust off your blades, everything like that. Awesome product, works really, really good. I've been using it for a few years now, actually. So I'm telling you, honestly, like this stuff works fantastic. It's great for handles. Look at that. So you can see, guys, I've been using this stuff. That's my half empty tin of there, and I'm almost out of my Wicked Clean because after I do these reviews, guys, my blades are pretty nasty and I got to clean them up. You know what I mean? So definitely go check out Wicked Industries. I'm going to leave a link down below to their website. So you guys click on that, go check their stuff out. Thank you, Wicked Wax. We greatly appreciate you guys sponsoring the channel. And now let's get back to the review, baby. So again, this is a DC Blades Ceto. This thing is, again, really digging the crap out of this thing, man. It's got a beautiful, beautiful blade shape. It's a clip point, you know what I mean? And I'm a sucker for clip points. You guys know that. Look at this. Got some carbon fiber inlay. We got titanium handles. I got a real nice backspacer with some jimping. Got a really nice pocket clip. Just overall, man, this thing just has a gorgeous look to it. And I like that, you know, you got it's a frame lock, which I love frame locks too. I like that you have a back flipper, or you can even get in here, spidey flick it with this nice fuller that it has. And it has like, I believe this is what is being called an infinity fuller. If you guys can see it, where the fuller starts, and then it kind of just runs off of the edge there. I got a Work Tough gear blade that has a similar fuller, and it's just gorgeous. It's actually really nice fuller the way it looks, and it's totally functional, but it just has it just gives it this real nice clean look, right? That infinity fuller, I think, you know. But guys, this thing is just opens nicely. I mean, either be it, you know, spidey flick or the back flipper. It works really good. Let's go over the specs on this, guys. So overall, you're looking at 7.28 inches. You got a blade length of 3.16. Blade width, you know, I'm not sure if it's going from this top part down to the bottom or down here, but blade width, you're looking at 0.79. Thickness of 0.14. You're looking at M390 steel with a Rockwell hardness of 59 to 61. So you got a premium steel here on this blade, guys, with premium handle material, so you can't beat it. Cutting edge, you're looking at 3.25 inches. You got a clip point. This is a hollow / flat grind combo, so this is definitely going to be a slicey little booger, right? Look at that. Very nice. You can get this either in a black DLC coated like this one or a satin finish. The handle length is 4.12 inches. Width is 1.04. So again, I'm not 100% sure if we're counting the width from here to here or if it's down here in the middle spot, but I probably should get a tape measure and measure this stuff out. I kind of go off the specs off the website, guys. So Sometimes they don't specify, but that's fine. But it gives you a good rough idea of what you're looking at, right? So thickness, handle thickness, you're looking at 0.51. You do have titanium handles with micarta or carbon fiber inlays. So when you order your blade from DC Blades, I was on their website. When you go to purchase this blade, you get to choose whether or not you want the DLC coated blade or the satin finish. You get to choose if you want micarta or carbon fiber, right? So that's really nice. And then you also get to choose your pivot collar. So you got your pivot collar here, right? You can choose, it's interchangeable, and you can choose between black, blue, or gold. So it's kind of cool, as you get to kind of customize your blade a little bit, to a certain degree. So that's kind of that. I thought that was kind of cool. On the weight, you're looking at 4.73 ounces, and again, you got a frame lock, and this thing locks up nicely, guys. When you close it up, the blade centering is perfect. I mean, I just love this thing, man. It's cool. I really did. When I saw that they were coming out with this, I was like, man, it's just bad. This is right up my alley. This is the type of blade that I like, the type of style that I like. And it's just super cool, man. I just dig it. It's a very beautiful looking piece. I got a couple of birds fighting in the tree above me here. But very nicely done. I got big old fat meat paws, right? You guys know that. So when I come in here and grab this, I got a full grip. The end of the knife is just coming to the outside edge of my pinky, if you guys can see that. So I definitely have a full grip on this. I feel like I got it. I'm holding on to it. If I had to do some really hard stuff with it, I don't feel like it's going to slip out of my hand. Coming in with that reverse grip, same thing. What's nice is the way this handle, you got your finger choil here, it kind of dips. You got this flat spot, right? So that actually kind of, when I put my hand around, it locks my pinky in over here. And then when I come in, I'm able to put my finger, the fat part of my finger right here, goes right over the top of that flat and pushes the back end into my palm. So it's in, I'm locked in, and I can put my thumb over the top. So like if I have to do some hard stabbing, my hand's not going to slip down with the flipper here, locking my pinky in and my thumb coming over the top. If we go to stab, it's going to lock your hand in nicely. The one thing I would say with this knife that some people may or may not like is it does not have an ambidextrous pocket clip. It is right side only. But I mean, it's not, I don't know. I'm a left-handed, believe it or not, guys, I'm left-handed, right? I write with my left. When I eat, I use my left hand, but I've gotten so used to doing a lot of stuff with my right hand, I'm somewhat ambidextrous, okay? So I actually carry a folding knife in my right pocket all the time anyway. And I would almost suspect that a lot of left-handed people have adopted that style, or just because, there's not a ton of left-handed stuff out there for us. I would say that a lot of us have easily adapted to being able to carry stuff in our right-hand pockets and things like that. Would it have been nice if it was ambidextrous? Yeah, it would have, but I don't think it's a deal breaker by any means. Again, I'm so used to doing it. I mean, most of the time I carry a fixed blade. It's on my right side. I'll carry a pocket fixed blade in my left pocket, and then I usually carry a folder in my right front pocket. So, yeah, it doesn't bother me. I can easily, actually, if you watch most of my videos, you'll see I do most everything with my right hand, but technically I am left-handed. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. I went off on a rant there, guys. I tend to do that. You know that. But overall, guys, I think this is a very, very solid knife entry into the folding market. You got premium materials, got a very cool blade shape, and you know what? We're going to get over to the testing area, and we're going to do some testing, guys. So stand by. All right, everybody, we're over here at the testing area. It's getting kind of warm today. I do have my camera in the shade a little bit, so hopefully it doesn't overheat and shut off on me. That is one problem with my camera that I run into sometimes during these hot days, or if it's out in the sun, I overheat. But, well, I overheat and the camera overheats, but whatever. But, guys, let me get you guys a good look at this in the sun. Check this baby out. Man, I don't know. I really dig it. I'm thinking to myself, man, with the materials and stuff like that, I mean, you kind of can't ask for anything better. You're looking at some nice materials, nice look, and let's see how it performs. So, got some paracord here, guys. Nothing crazy, but this is what you're going to be using a pocket knife for, right? EDC styles task. some cutting rope, cutting boxes, cutting you know, stuff like that. Look, it coming through right there, cutting through that rope easily. Not a problem coming in. Now, I said in the past that, you know, I used to kind of go ham wild on some folders. Unless that folding knife is specifically advertised as being a hard use military combat style knife, I'm not going to be doing the batoning and stuff like that, guys, because if that's not what they designed the knife for, that's not what we're going to test it. We're going to keep this realistic, guys, as much as we can. You know, again, we can make almost any knife fail or break, right? It's just a matter how we abuse it or use it, I guess. And I want you guys to see how you're not going to be out there abusing and tearing up your tools. So we're going to just be doing, you know, standard cutting type of stuff, guys. Come in here, cutting these ropes, cutting things like that. We will do some stab testing, you know, because you might have to poke a vampire or something, you know. You want to make sure that the lock and frame and shit are going to hold up right, which I'm sure it's going to. But that's, ooh, oh, see how fast that cut through there? So I got these doubled up, and I was just going to cut through. Let's see, look, look at that, nice. Look, I didn't even saw that one. I just kind of push cut. I got down into the stump, but push cut right through that first one, and then it pretty much push cut through this one until it got to the stump, and then it kind of frayed out a little bit. But nice, man. Definitely come in there, cut up some rope. Here we have the yellow poly rope, guys. This is, I don't know, this, I really don't like this rope, but I cut it up for you guys because, I mean, this is the type of stuff you guys are probably going to be cutting. Oh, there, just flung a piece out. This is the type of stuff you guys are probably going to be cutting. Yeah, cut right through easily. You know, a lot of people do use this when they're moving stuff, packing stuff, or whatever. You might need that. This is some 3,000 PSI rated pressure washer hose. This stuff is, you know, it's, again, it's rated for 3,000 PSI, so it's pretty tough. It's got this like nylon reinforcement inside of it. You guys see that? But if you had to come in here, cut a piece off, boom, cut right through. There you go. Cut that in half easily. You can come in here and do a press cut, press cut, cut it right in half like that. Not a problem. So, you know you can cut some hose with it. If you had to come in, I got all kinds of stuff in this bucket, guys. I'm trying to be a little bit cleaner this time around with my review, so I have less stuff I have to clean up at the end. Right here we got a ratchet strap. It's kind of an old, like a cheapy kind of ratchet strap. Nothing too crazy, but you know, again, this could be something you might have to cut, and look at cutting right through, not a problem. You had to come in and pierce in. Look at that. Slices right through, easy. Here we got the giant sisu rope, guys. So this stuff is pretty abrasive to a knife edge. It pretty much, in my opinion, acts like sandpaper, and just because of the material, like, I don't know how they process this stuff, but I mean, it's very abrasive. And so I always like cutting this stuff up with a knife, because when, you know, you're testing out that knife edge, right? So again, we're not going to be chopping through because this isn't a chopper, but you might have to come in and cut a nice clean piece off. Whoop. Yeah. Pretty good. And then now you got this stuff left over, which makes a mess. But if you save this, you can start a fire with it, just so you guys know. So I would suggest saving that if you can, if you're cutting sisu rope. Or maybe even just throwing a chunk of sisu rope like this or smaller in your bug out bag or kit, you know. That stuff does make a really good fire starter. So, you know, but if you had to come in, cut some pants or something like that, man, I probably should find another pair of old pants to cut up, because these are getting pretty shredded. But right here, this has got the back pocket. So we're going to stab into the back pocket. You can see that. Just come in, cut right out. So cutting jean material, stuff like that, not a, ooh, man, it's still got nasty wicked edge, man. I'm telling you guys, this thing's pretty darn sharp, man. I'm digging it. Right here, guys, we have the fire hose. So you guys know that this stuff is made to go through car wrecks, broken glass, all that nasty stuff, right? And this is actually an old piece. This is actually a fire hose that came off an old fire truck. So this has been through some mud, blood, and dirt, and whatever. I don't see any blood on here, thank goodness. But, you know, this has been through some stuff. So there's a lot of kind of abrasive grit that's still inside of this material. On top of the material itself, you got 2 layers of canvas, and then the inner layer has a rubber that's glued inside. So it's pretty thick, it's pretty durable, and it's not always the easiest stuff to cut. So, you know, let's get in here, let's cut a piece off. Oh yeah, look at that, cutting right in there nicely. Nice clean cut, guys. That's what we like to see. Cut a chunk off. Now let's get a little bit of stab test in here. Right into the stump. You can see the tip right there. Tip went into the stump, no problem, and it's still there. Nice. Woo. I still got a nice, nasty, sharp tip, guys. I love clip points because clip points to me have, you know, pretty much always have a really robust tip to them, which I really, you know, which is good. You want your tip to, if you do have to pierce into something, you want that tip to last and hold up, right? So that's one of the things I've always kind of liked about clip points, is something about the way they kind of come down. It's just, they're a little bit of a beefier tip, right? But you still got enough, they're still point enough that they're going to pierce through stuff easily. So right here, guys, we got the old catalog here. This thing's a couple inches thick, you guys can see. We're going to come in here, do some more stab tests, and see what kind of penetration we can get with this clip point. So the tip is just poking out right here. So we got about probably good halfway through the catalog with that stab. And that wasn't like a really like a, you know, like a, you know, just poked out again, about halfway through the catalog. That's not bad at all. Now, what I am curious to see is, in that stabbing, did this frame lock shift over? And I've seen that, guys, where on some knives where when I go to do the stabbing and stuff, the lock will actually slide farther over than what it originally was. And this one is actually right where it was. It's got about a good 50% engagement. It didn't slide over. I was able to easily click it over and close the knife. So, very well done. Oh, hold on, I like that. I like the sound, guys. Listen. I don't know what it is about when you get a good folder and it's got a good action to it. You can just hear that and that click. Just something about it, guys. I don't know why. It just, you can sit there all day and just probably keep doing that. At least, you know, well, come on, man. If you're watching this channel, you guys are knife guys. So, look at those. Piercing through the paper right in, you know, nice clean paper cuts. Look at that. And that's after cutting through the sissy rope, the nylon rope, the cotton rope, the jeans. I mean, it's still got a pretty nasty edge, guys. So definitely a good clean edge. Now, I will say there could be an off chance that you went on a hike or you broke down, you know, you're driving through the Rocky Mountains on your way to visit Meemaw back east or whatever, and you broke down and you were ill prepared, and you know, but you did have your folder on you, guys, right? So you might need to, you know, you're stuck on the side of the road in the Rockies and you need to make a fire. So you might need to make some fire curls and stuff to help get your fire started. So you utilize your folding knife for that? Absolutely, you can. I wouldn't consider this outside the realm of use for a folding knife. Again, the way I like to do my fire curls, I like to stick it in a piece of wood if I can, and then come in and drag the wood across, because to me, I get more control and better fire curls this way than if I was holding the stick. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm a big old mongoloid, but Look at that. Definitely make some good, nice little fire curls. I'll kind of show you guys what I mean. What I usually wind up doing is when I try to do fire curls, I usually wind up accidentally flinging them off or breaking them off before I get where I want. But right now I'm actually doing a good, oh, see, there you go. But yeah, that's nice and shredded. That could, you know, help easily catch on fire. So if you had to come in and make some fire curls, yeah, absolutely you could. Oh, dropping my phone over here, guys. Sorry about that. Let's say you had to make a tent stake, right? Would this be too big for a tent stake? Depending on your knife, I would say if you got a bigger knife, obviously not. Folding knife might be pushing a little bit, but you know, we are going to push it a little bit. So you kind of come in here, you can easily try to shave off the wood to get your point down. Oh man, that dug in deep. This stick is pretty old and it's kind of hard, but kind of come in here and do that. Or this would be the extent of the chopping that I would probably try to do with this knife. Kind of come in here. You can kind of chop the stick down a little bit to help get it going or get it down a little bit faster. And if you're good, I mean, you can kind of, little pieces are flying away. You could always collect those up and use them to make a fire. Frame lock's still engaged exactly where it's supposed to be. That's still a nice sharp edge. So you kind of will it down, get it going at least a little bit where you need it to. Then you kind of come in here, finish it off. Actually, probably should have chopped this a little bit more. But it's okay. We'll get there. Anyway, you guys get the point. You get it down to a point, right? Literally. Now you got to make your notch. So I'm going to come in here, kind of dig in to the wood a little bit. Man, this is a hard piece of, this one's been sitting out here for a while, guys. Where I live in the summertime, it typically gets up to, you know, 100 degrees on average, 105, 110 sometimes. It gets pretty darn hot. And it's that dry heat, you know. So a lot of this wood gets dried out really fast and gets really hard, like this stick did. Now, if this is green, I don't think it would be that too much of an issue carving into it, but this is actually pretty hard. But that's good because we're testing out that edge, right? Now, I kind of carve in there to a certain point, and then I cut those top pieces out. And now I have my notch. And, you know, we could stick this in the ground, wrap some paracord around it, and we're good to go. We got a tent stake or a vampire stake. Ooh. And this has a thin edge, guys. And it's still sharp. It's still really, even after kind of carving into that wood, look at that edge. It's no chipping, rolling. It's still rocking and rolling. Man, they did a really good job with the heat treat on this M390. Look at that. Nice clean cut still. Did a little bit of chopping with it. Did a little bit of hardwood carving. And it's still rocking like that. You know what? Let's go a little buck wild, guys. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, look at that. We're going to go just a little bit, okay? Just a little. I have to do it. I feel like I do. Nice. Very nice. Dang. Yeah, still shaving hair. Interesting thing, guys, I want to point out is a lot of my knives, I don't know why, I always have bald spots on my hands, my arms, because I shave hair off. When your arms and hands are dry, the hair shaves off easy. When you're sweaty, it doesn't shave off as easy. Really weird. I don't know. Is it because the sweat's adding a amount of lubrication there? I don't know. But just a weird thing. But yeah, guys, I mean, this thing is super slicey. Holding an edge, fantastic. Hog off this material. Look at that. Come in here. Now you got a little vampire steak. That tip would probably break too thin. But got a lot of good wood shavings for making a fire. You guys can see this DLC coating. It's holding up very, very well. Lock is fully working and engaging. Front to back, side to side, blade plate. There's no blade plate. It's still solid as a rock. So, I mean, overall, it's a well-built knife, guys. I mean, this edge is, it's still a nasty edge, man. Like, totally held up great. So, and you guys know this catalog paper, this stuff isn't super thick, so it's easy to tear. Look at that. That's some really good cutting, even after kind of going through some of that wood. And where I'm cutting through the paper is the areas where I was cutting into this hardwood, doing a little bit of that chopping with, cutting through the fire hose and the sissy rope. Man, dig it, guys. I really do. I think this is definitely a good choice, a good option. If you like clip point style blades, you know, and you're looking for a premium steel titanium handles, guys, definitely check out the Ceto from DC Blades. I'm digging this. I'm digging this thing, man. I like it, from the looks to the performance to the size of the handle. Yeah. Come here. Oh no, just kidding, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm just a guy who likes doing average stuff with a knife, right? So, but guys, the Ceto from DC Blades. I'll have a link to Ceto, or to the Ceto. I'll have a link to DC Blades down below, as well as to their Instagram. So you guys go check them out. And then I will also have a link for Wicked Wax, Wicked Clean. Thank you again for being a sponsor of the channel. We greatly appreciate it. And guys, go pick yourself up one of these bad boys. There's a limited amount available, so definitely jump in there so you can get the one that you want. All right, everybody, stay safe, stay sharp, and we'll see you on the next one.